Count developments. Buffalo, New York is beginning to recover from a massive snowfall that stranded thousands of residents. The driving ban will be lifted in time for the morning commute, but all government buildings will stay closed on Wednesday. Buffalo got 25 inches of snow over a 24-hour period, and more snow is expected over the next couple of days. Heavy snow is also causing problems in Cleveland, Ohio. On Tuesday evening, rush hour traffic came to a near standstill, and up to a foot of snow is expected there.
A white-knuckle ride home through whiteout conditions. The Lake Erie monster is alive in the form of a major lake-effect snowstorm. The ride home from work takes several hours for people heading out of downtown Cleveland. Tonight, the snow is still falling, the wind is still blowing, and our live coverage is just beginning. Good evening, everyone. A ruling has just been handed down by the Florida State Supreme Court in the presidential when it will end.
Your official school closing station already has several to report to you tonight and for tomorrow morning. You're going to see them at the bottom of your screen throughout this show, so do stay with us in this hour. Let's get things started now with Dick Goddard, who is in the Fox 8 Weather Center with the latest on this weather situation we're facing tonight. Dick.
All right, we're running up the tab here, and over the last, I would say, certainly 6 to 7 hours, the area that has been the target has been from the city of Cleveland through eastern and southeastern Cuyahoga County out into Geauga County. We're going to pick up Stormfox radar now. We're going to get some totals for you here in a while. But the area now in which the snow continues to be quite intense is out in Geauga County, running into southwestern Ashtabula County and northwestern Trumbull. Now here comes the close-up view, and some of these amounts, Andre has had an interesting few hours out there in Novelty, and AJ is going to be bringing us up to snuff on that. But here again, a closer view in Geauga County of the snow that is still coming down at the rate of 1 or 2 inches an hour. Now, AJ's out on the front yard. He's going to give us some totals on who has so far been the leader in the clubhouse. AJ, I just had a report, though. It looks like the Connie at Ashtabula area in northeast Ohio, extreme northeast Ohio, 15 to 17 inches on the ground from this storm. Take it.
Pretty impressive stuff. And here at the station, a little bit different story, Dick. We put the ruler in the ground here. It looks like about 4 inches of snow on the ground from the old weather stick, and a wind still blowing. Traffic on the shoreway right behind me picking up from earlier this afternoon. Speeds 5-10 miles an hour, now up to about 35 or 40. We'll check the latest on Doppler radar and show you how the snows have been moving through the region. Snow bands shifting from the primary snow belts down into the secondary snow belts, and in particular an interesting case in Novelty from our Andre Bernier, northern Geauga County. The snow stacking up there all the way from a trace of snow beginning at 3:30 this afternoon, but in a matter of an hour or two, 7 inches fell, then 3 inches the next hour, totaling over a foot of snow coming down in northern Geauga County. Lake effect snow warnings persist in northeast Ohio, including eastern Cuyahoga, Lake Geauga, Ashtabula County. So it is going to be a rough night for many of us as the snow band continues to dump more lake effect snow. Chill factors out here, incidentally, about 10 below, Dick. So, boy, talk about bundling up.
Thank you, AJ. And interestingly enough, now we're dealing with that snow belt, and areas to the south, down in the Akron area over to Medina, you go down 77, you go south of where the 303 intersection cuts in. Roads are clear and dry. You head out on 90, you get far enough out there in Lorain County, and it's, again, clear and dry. So this is a limited area of extremely heavy snow, and we're not done with it yet, as we will point out when we come back.
All right, Dick.
Thank you. Of course, the big story, all of this, has been the nearly impossible ride home from work for thousands of greater Clevelanders.
It really has been something. Fox 8 News reporter Jack Shea has been keeping an eye on the highways and the roadways for us. He is live now with this part of the story. How is it out there tonight, Jack?
Pretty bad, Tim and Wilma. Now, this may not technically qualify as a blizzard, the storm that came through earlier, but it sure felt like a blizzard and looked like a blizzard to the folks who were caught in the middle of it. Now, the conditions on the shoreway and other main arteries around greater Cleveland have been so bad that what normally would take 25 minutes to get home has turned into a minimum of 3 hours in stop-and-go traffic. Cleveland's first major winter storm of the season strikes with a vengeance in the heart of rush hour, pounding Lake Erie's north coast with boatloads of lake-effect snow.
I hate it. I hate it. I'm in the wrong state. Who would put up with this?
Traffic slows to a crawl on I-90 and other clogged interstates as motorists navigate icy roads strafed by gale force winds.
Oh, I love it. I'm going to love a 3-hour drive home tonight.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Just put it in four-wheel and go.
At the height of the storm, the intensity of the snowfall is so great that it's creating whiteout conditions. So much so that the downtown Cleveland skyline is not even visible from the nearby Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Holiday shoppers, commuters, and even those rare Cleveland wintertime tourists are caught in the eye of the blizzard, reminiscent of the great storm of November 1996.
This storm, I can't believe it. I was like, oh.
Well, I'm from New Hampshire, so we have this all the time. So this is just this is not like a northeast.
The storm makes for a nightmarish commute home for downtown workers. Opinions are divided among these Clevelanders seeking shelter in a downtown bus stop on whether a white Thanksgiving is a good thing.
I like it. I love it. I love snow.
Does this qualify as a blizzard, do you think?
Yes, and I don't think it's fair. We didn't get a summer, so we shouldn't get a winter either.
With the prospect of school closings and delays looming, these kids collecting coats for the homeless don't seem to mind this first blast of Old Man Winter's fury.
I think they're probably going to close our school down.
Does that upset you?
No, not at all.
And as you can see on the bottom of your screen, many schools are already closing and many more are sure to follow suit in the morning, so stay tuned to Fox 8 for that. Now, many communities in greater Cleveland have already declared snow emergencies and parking bans on major arteries. Tim and Wilma, we just talked to the folks out at Hopkins. They say things are running relatively smoothly out there, but they do recommend that you call your airline ahead of time to make sure that the flight is taking off on time. Another note, there are some folks who left work 6, 7 o'clock tonight that are still struggling to get home. We talked to a couple of folks that we work with. They are still stuck on the highways, believe it or not, still right now.
And they left us right after the 6 o'clock news, and they're still not home.
Jack looks so much better at this hour because we can actually see you.
Yeah, that's right.
And the cars behind you are moving along at a much more rapid pace than earlier this evening.
You know, Tim and Wilma, those winds coming off the lake, according to Dick Goddard, were literally gale force. And then when you introduce that lake effect snow coming up out of the lake, it was literally whiteout conditions along the shoreway, 480, 71, 77, all over the area, really.
All right, Jack Shea, reporting live. Thank you, Jack.
Sure.
Well, most of us did have a tough time getting through the snow tonight, but if you think you had it bad, listen to this. Fox 8 News reporter Suzanne Stratford tells us about a group of students stranded for a day and a half.
Here they come.
24 hours late, after 36 hours stuck on a chartered bus,
God blessed us that we got back safe and sound.
students from the Ramah Academy finally made it home.
Let everyone say.
Monday, the kids left on a day trip to Niagara Falls. On their way back, they got a lesson in lake effect snow.
It was like up this high. It was able to reach up here to my pants.
So we was real scared though, because we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know the bus was going to shut down.
It was really awful.
Augustus Orr drove the bus through Buffalo and right into one of the worst snowfalls on record.
I know I had plenty of fuel, just that trying to keep them warm. I didn't want to run the bus for 24 hours. I would run it about 2 hours, then I would shut it down for 15, 20 minutes.
The bus was knee-deep in bumper-to-bumper traffic. Did you ever see snow like that before? No! The kids were taken care of, but not exactly comfortable.
When people are in a bus for a whole day and they don't bathe, but their teeth or nothing, and it's hot, oh my goodness. And then you have the toilet back there.
By the time the kids got home, everyone was ready for their adventure to end.
It was like kind of scary because we got stuck in the snow and the engine kept on shutting down.
When we got stuck in traffic and we couldn't move, I thought we were going to be there for like a whole 5 days or something.
Moms and dads were especially happy. They all have something extra to celebrate this Thanksgiving.
Yep, her smile, all her fussing, and I missed her a lot.
Grabbed her, hugged her, and kissed her. Glad she'll be home with me.
There were a lot of happy faces there tonight, both the kids and the parents. Now, they were supposed to have a Thanksgiving Day, sort of an early celebration earlier today. They missed that, so they did have some treats for them when they returned from their trip, and another treat. Tomorrow, they only have half a day of classes to make up for that long road trip, Tim. To make up for that long road trip, Tim.
And that will always bring a smile to the face of kids everywhere.
Absolutely.
Suzanne Stratford reporting live. Thanks. And we want to remind you that Fox 8 is your official school closing station.
Pictures flying through the air. Obviously, you see what's been going on up here. 25 degrees. The wind chill is 8 below. And cover as much flesh as possible when you're going out tonight, tomorrow night. And 92% humidity. The wind's still out of the southwest here at Burke. And Fox 8 hitting 37 at times. A barometer rising 30-22, very deceiving, and we're looking to trace to, it appears now, perhaps 17 inches in the viewing area, by far the heaviest up around Conneaut and Ashtabula over the last 24 hours, and a 6,000-foot ceiling, visibility 2 miles, and snow officially at Hopkins Airport. Now, as Yogi said, it ain't over till it's over. It looks like it's about over because, boy, these echoes are really beginning to diminish in intensity, and this is the area where the snow really has been coming down. And this sort of a fetch is the reason from Cleveland out into the snow belt. The snow has been very heavy. Now we're going to give you a wider view here, and we'll show a snow streak that is emerging because we are getting some returns, some flow coming in off Lake Michigan and Lake Huron as well. And here's the pattern that has been moving from the northwest to the southeast. Now, what likely will happen, the winds will be coming around to the west again. That is going to shift the emphasis once more to the east of Cleveland. So out in the snow belt, you could still get a bundle through morning into tomorrow afternoon and evening. I wouldn't be surprised. Another 4 to 8 inches locally came down out there. Here's some of the totals. Conneaut, we've had actually up to 17 inches on the ground. Some of that is old snow. At Hopkins Airport, we can update that one now to about 6 inches, but out in the snow belt of Chardon and Lyndhurst in eastern Cuyahoga County, why the snow has been over half a foot. AJ is out in the front yard now, and he's going to let us know the area of warning and show us how the whole thing has begun to shift.
Looks like, Dick, on the last shot of Storm Fox Doppler radar, those bands are actually settling down a bit. Some of the parameters may be breaking down for lake effect, but that won't last for too long, as you had mentioned, with still the possibility of more snow in the snow belt overnight tonight. Lake Geauga, Ashtabula, eastern and Cuyahoga counties we've been showing you continue under the gun for lake effect snow. A lake effect snow warning into tomorrow morning. You'll definitely want to be up with John Loffman and Andre Bernier tomorrow morning to keep you up on the latest, and at noon as well. Wind direction is coming around to the northwest, and that has driven a lot of the snow inland. So, Dick, still very chilly outside. Wind chill factors in the negative numbers, as you'll show us very shortly, along with the forecast. Back to you.
Oh, yeah, it's a numbing experience out there. Feed the animals, feed the birds, folks. Where the snow cover is heavy, they need to get some food out there. So help out the critters. We're going to pick up now the view we saw just briefly there. It'll be our night flight across the country. And by far, all the activity in the snow or rain department is concentrated here in the lower Great Lakes. The eastern two-thirds of the country, except for the Great Lakes, is in a very quiet mode. Here are the temperatures, but again deceiving because of those very strong winds hitting gale force at times. -7 at Hopkins, -8 here, -13 at Akron, Canton. Blustery, frigid tonight. The lake snow warning continues. Even aside from the snow belt, you could anywhere pick up a coating to an inch or so because these squalls are like nomads wandering around. Temperatures in the mid-teens tonight here in Akron, Canton. Akron, Canton not in a snow belt, but anyway, you could see some light accumulations at least. Tomorrow, more of the same. Again, join Andre, John. They'll be on bright and early, 5:30, but we'll see more flurries, local squalls, especially in the snow belt. Further accumulations could be substantial and certainly going over 2 feet totals out there. 29 the high tomorrow, big wind chill, 16 at night. I think by Thursday morning, thankfully, any flurry early giving way to partly sunny 31. How about a 37 Friday and clouds? Some light snow late in the day perhaps as milder air comes in. 43 Saturday. That sounds like science fiction. We'll be back in a short while as we continue, of course, at the bottom of the screen to update any school closings. All right.
It is amazing how nice the weekend's going to be compared to this. Thank you, Dick. Thank you, AJ, as well.